city life, we are disappointed, we are let down and betrayed by the very ones we love. And while it is so painful, I totally understand that it's so painful when you trust someone and the person betrays your trust. The only way to get over it is to keep trusting. I'm not saying trust and be a fool, but you need to just keep trusting. Someone says that the only way to know if you can trust someone is to trust. Okay, so you can't determine if someone is trustworthy if you don't trust them. So the only option, the only thing we have to do, even when we are betrayed, is to just go on and keep trusting. Sometimes we decide consciously that we're not going to trust anymore, but sometimes we make these decisions without even knowing. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 signs that tells you you've got trust issues. Hello and welcome back to Everyday Matters with Tari. I'm here to give you lifestyle advice and tips to help you live your dreams, achieve your goals, and become the best version of yourself. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do, and don't forget to click the notification icon so you don't miss out on any of my updates. Okay, so like I said before, today we'll be talking about 5 signs that tells you you've got trust issues. And I know someone is saying, have I really got trust issues or not? But yes, sometimes we know we've got trust issues and sometimes we don't know we've got trust issues. Okay, and these are what we'll be talking about today. But before we go on to talk about the signs that tells you you've got trust issues, let's first of all talk about the reasons why people decide to lack trust. Like I said before, sometimes as a result of a betrayal, so as a result of past experience, maybe someone has let you down, maybe someone has betrayed you, and for that reason, you develop this lack of trust for people, for anyone at all, even for yourself. Okay, so that's the number one reason that makes people to lack trust for people. Another reason will be due to a childhood traumatic experience. Maybe something has happened to them in the past, maybe when they were a child, or maybe their parents have done something to them. As a result of that, they don't trust anyone. They always feel like, okay, this person is not trustworthy because I think this person might hurt me, or maybe this person will do something bad to me. So as a result of a traumatic experience, which ties in with the first one, which I talked about, experience. Okay, another thing that would make people lack trust is as a result of insecurity in themselves. Because they are insecure, they tend not to trust anyone. Other reason why people would not trust someone is as a result of lack of confidence. So they're not confident in themselves, they're not confident in anyone else. They don't think they can do anything, therefore they can't trust someone else to do something that is right. Okay, so these are just some reasons why some people would lack confidence. Now we're going straight to the signs that tells you if you've got trust issues. Okay, the first thing that tells you that you've got trust issues is if you constantly predict other people's betrayal. Say for instance, you meet someone or someone is wanting to do something for you, you just tell yourself, you know what, I know this person is going to betray me anyway. So you don't trust people, even though you know that this person hasn't done anything before that will make you to think that the person will betray you. You just conclude that that person will betray you. I know that there's some people that based on their past, based on the things that they've done, you can predict and say, okay, this one is not trustworthy or this person might betray me. But then there's some people that are so good. These people haven't done anything out of character or anything that will make you say, okay, they are unworthy of your trust, but you just decide that, you know what, I think this person is going to betray me. Okay, so that's the first sign that tells you that you've got trust issues. The second thing that tells you that you've got trust issues is if you only make shallow connections. So you don't want to connect with people, you don't want to be committed to people, you only get connected to people on a shallow basis. Okay, so you don't want friends to be close to you, you don't want friends to know where you live, you don't want friends to know anything about you because you don't trust them. Okay, so that's one thing that tells you you've got trust issues. You're afraid that if they get to know you, they might not like you. You don't want people in your inner circle. And again, this might be as a result of past experience. It might be that you've let someone into your inner space before and they've hurt you. Therefore, you think that if you let someone else into your inner space, then they might hurt you again. So that's one reason why, one way to tell you that you've got trust issues. When you don't let people come close to you, you don't want close relationship. But the truth of the matter is, if you continue like that, if you don't have close relationship, then you might end up being lonely for a very, very long time. The third thing that tells you you've got trust issues is when you are suspicious of everyone's actions. So whatever people do, whatever people say, you are just suspicious of them. If someone says, oh, you look beautiful, or you look handsome, or I like your dress, or I like that shirt you're wearing, you ask yourself, okay, what does this person want this time? Okay, so you're suspicious. If someone tries to be nice to you, you're suspicious of their niceness. If someone asks you a question, you're reading meaning into every single thing. Say someone is saying something to you, maybe you're having a discussion with someone and you're double guessing, trying to find out what is this person actually saying. Does this person mean what they're saying? Okay, so while it's good for us to like actually know what people are saying or the meaning behind everyone's statement, but sometimes people just judge and say, okay, I don't think this person means what they're saying. They must want something from me, or maybe they're trying to deceive me. So you're suspicious of everything they say. Okay, the fourth thing that tells you that you've got trust issues is when you fail to delegate. And this is so common, especially in the corporate services, in our work environment. If, for instance, someone is a manager and they don't delegate, what it shows is that you are afraid, okay, that the person would not do it as well as you do. You don't trust the other person to do it as good as you do. Okay, so that is a very big thing, that a very big sign that tells you you've got trust issues when you don't delegate. Okay, you think that you can do everything. So what happens is that when you do that, you pile on a lot of work on yourself, a lot of pressure, and at the end of the day you get burnt out. So you want to, by all means, delegate tasks to people that are under you. And even if they don't know how to do it, even if you don't trust them to do it, just trust them with little tasks at a time and see how they go. If they pass them well, you can give them more. But for people that don't have, the people that have trust issues, they don't delegate at all. Okay, and like I said, at the end of the day, they get burnt out. And the fifth sign that tells you you've got trust issues is when you see the worst case scenario at all times. So you tend to be the one that sees the glass as half empty instead of half full. Okay, so you always look at the worst case scenario. Say someone says, okay, let's do this. What you do is think about the worst and that can happen out of it. While it's good for us to think about the worst case scenario, it's good for us to analyze every situation, every task, everything that we want to do, every step we want to make. It's important for us to analyze it and look at the worst case scenario. Okay, what would be the worst thing that can happen if we do this thing? But if we don't do it, what's going to happen, and what's the best case scenario? So it's good to analyze both. But there's some people that they would only see the worst case scenario. They won't see anything good about a situation or about any step that they are wanting to take. And at the end of the day, they won't do the things that they are supposed to do because they always see the worst case scenario. Someone said that lack of trust, it could be your biggest obstacle to gaining true connections, friendship, to gaining warmth and intimacy. So we need to learn to forgive, to let go, and begin to trust. Even though I know that it's hard, especially if you've been hurt by someone that you trust, by someone you love, someone so close to you, maybe a family member, or maybe your partner, or maybe someone really close to you. It's difficult to let go and it's difficult to trust again. But like I said before, the only way to know if someone is trustworthy is to try and trust. Okay, so let's not let our past hold us back. Like I always say, don't let your past hold you back. Just begin to strive towards a better future. Open up your heart to people, because you don't know if this next person you're going to meet is going to be a better person. So open up your heart, let's go, begin to trust, and live the happiest life that you can ever live. Okay, so these are just a few tips from me. I hope these tips have been helpful. If they have, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.